Welcome to Does This Design Work? Episode 2. Today, me and Brett are going to look at designs from a game known as God Eater Resurrection. God Eater is all about man versus monster in a post-apocalyptic setting. The plot involves a group of characters called the God Eaters as they struggle to protect humanity from monsters known as the Origami. Wielding giant weapons called God Arcs and donning some pretty flashy outfits, these characters set the tone for the game as lighthearted and over the top. But in addition to that, the monster designs are also pretty interesting. In God Eater's story, the Origami are monsters that take on the form of gods in order to intimidate humans, and as a result of this, the monster designs end up being a mix of beastly and godly features. Now before we go into it, I want everyone to know that what we say or interpret out of these designs is not the word of God, as art allows for multiple interpretations. Also, this video is going to contain major spoilers for God Eater's plot, so view it at your own discretion. Now that everything's been said, let's begin. Okay, so this is Lindo Amamiya. He is the captain of the first unit of... Oh yeah, by the way, disclaimer, I'm going to be spoiling everything about this game. Also, I haven't beat the game yet, so I'm going to be confused on some parts. But yeah, anyway, this is Lindo. He is captain of the first unit until he gets killed and you replace him.
Yeah!
Now, since you haven't played God Eater, give me your impression on him.
Okay, so until you said he gets killed, I thought this was gonna be like the number 2 guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a different guy for number 2 that we'll see later.
Okay, so immediately, like, you told me that everyone in this show and game has those bracelets.
Yeah. Yeah, that pretty much, like, you put on the bracelet, and then you, like, stick it in a machine, and they inject a bunch of weird stuff into your body, and now you can wield the giant, weapons. Called the God Eaters, which can transform into mouths.
Okay. And then he also has a jacket that's unzipped.
Yep, because he's cool.
And his shirt is also slightly unzipped.
Yep. Like, he's, like... His design kind of resembles that of, like, you know, Dante and Devil May Cry 1, and that is kind of his personality. He's a friendly, kind of Devil May Cry guy, but he's also your mentor. And he tutorializes the beginning of the game a bit.
Also, he's a smoker.
Yeah, well that's because he's badass. Remember, kids, smoking is badass.
So anyway, he also has a bunch of belts on his coat.
Well, you know, that's just like, it's always like, belts are always, to me, like combat gear. If you have belts just wrapped around you, it's combat gear.
But 2 belts on each pocket?
Well, you need to keep that secure, you know,
With what looks like buttons covering it?
It has, not only does it have buttons, but it also has, like, these straps to keep it secure, so you can tighten it, even though tightening it is arbitrary considering that there's buttons.
Wait a second, those might be zippers.
Are they? I can't tell from here.
Like, you see, like, the little zipper tab coming off?
Oh, wait, okay, so we have the buttons, we have the belt buckle, and the zippers.
Whatever is in those pockets is really important, apparently.
Now, if it's something like a flashbang or something, that's gonna take a while to get out, and that's a thing in the game. You know, you got flashbangs, you got traps, and you just throw them on the ground with the same grenade animation.
Something tells me this show is really gonna take form over function.
Yeah, like, everything is, like, compared to the, like, you know, you take a look at something like a similar kind of story, like Attack on Titan, and those designs serve a thematic and story purpose. But in this game, it doesn't really care. Everything's stylish.
Yeah. And then next up, his boots that are pretty long and have a bunch of straps on them as well.
Yeah, but he's prepared. It's combat preparedness.
Yeah, those look like combat boots, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Also his poofy pants that tuck into the boots.
Yeah, that must be uncomfortable. But I don't know, what are your overall thoughts on this design?
Well, it's not practical, but it looks cool.
It does look cool.
That's probably what it's gonna be for a lot of these.
Yeah. One more thing, I just say the reason I have 2 characters up on the same time is that 2 character sprites art up there at the same time is because God Eater, the first game, had 2 enhanced editions released after one another. First there was God Eater, and then there was God Eater Burst, and that's where this art is from. And then there's God Eater Resurrection, which is where this art is from on the right. So,
okay.
For most of these designs, that's what you're gonna... That's gonna be the case.
Okay.
So anyway, let's move on to our next design. Alright, so this is like, I think this is the first friend your main character makes in the game, and his name is Coda.
Okay, so there's a couple things about this design.
Such as?
The most notable, those pants.
Like, there are pants in real life where, oh, you can change them into shorts if you want, like hiking type pants, you know?
But it's not like 3 inches of material that detach, and you want to keep them completely zipped up.
Well, no, but he's a rebel kid and he doesn't care. So he'll never keep it zipped up.
And then second off, the shirt. So in the second picture, you can see it has like a little bit of a spider web design, and that matches like his belt buckle that has a spider on it.
Yep. Does spider symbolize anything?
I don't know.
Like, Coda is kind of a typical, like, best friend. Like, he's an awkward kid who talks a lot and sometimes says too much. And then he has to leave the conversation and people tell him to be quiet.
And then, of course, those pockets on the side of his shorts.
Yeah, it's hard.
Doesn't have the zipper this time.
Yeah, it does have, has only stage 1 security. It's not up to stage 3 like the veterans like Lindo.
And then he's got some kind of weird hat.
I guess that's meant to be like, he's kind of a... Because I think a couple of these designs sort of follow like a rebellious kid, punk kid type of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to tell with Lindo because he's supposed to be a mature and adult character, but like, Coda is a new guy, like your main character is, so yeah, maybe that's what that is meant to be.
And then he has a scarf that's striped, and that shirt has like a V cut at the bottom.
Yeah, I think it's like, maybe it zips downwards, I don't know. But like, it's kind of weird that you have a scarf. Like, the scarf has to be there for style, because it's clearly not for warmth, because he's like, his legs and his belly button here.
And his arms.
Yeah.
Also, he has fingerless gloves.
Oh, I actually never noticed that. But yeah, it's combat gloves. Those gloves, fingerless gloves.
It's a very interesting design.
Yeah, he looks... I think out of all the designs, this is the design that makes this character, like... It's the most, like, immature-looking design, like, the most childish-looking overall.
Yeah, he looks kinda young.
Yeah. I don't know, good design, okay design, weird design.
I don't know, like... this looks like a Blaze Blue character.
Oh, dude, we got a couple more Blaze Blue characters after this.
Is this made by the same studio?
No, this is made by the God Eater Project, who are now Bandai Namco Studios and developing Code Vein.
Okay.
Yep, so yeah, interesting sort of thing there. Okay, here we have Sakuya Tachibana. She is also a mentor character who teaches you about using the gun God Eater type. Like, you can transform your weapon into a sword, from a sword to a gun, and she teaches you about gun stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, she takes you under her wing early on as well. She doesn't die though, she survives. So, let's talk about practicality.
That does not look like practical battle gear for when you're fighting giant monsters.
Yeah, like, it's a backless, like, just cloth. Like, this is a
connected with strings.
Yeah, it's a very blatantly, like, sexy design for this character. She is a sniper. Like, that's her role. Like, she carries a gun that's, like, a very giant, like, sniper-looking gun. And, she has, like, you could keep your ammo in here, and,
Nowhere else.
And nowhere else.
Also, high heels!
You hate that.
Yes! Like... Even if she's a sniper and needs to stay in one position, that's bad.
Yeah. And also, even though she is a sniper, like, in-game, she's running around, but just keeping her distance and jumping and doing, combat stuff. Cool, flashy combat stuff.
She looks like she's going to a party, not, like, the battlefield.
She looks like she can't afford clothes, is what she looks like. One thing I will say about this design, like, I think just her face and, like she definitely looks like an older character compared to other female designs we're gonna look at here. And, she is a mentor, so that's appropriate. Also, I don't know about you, but there's something I really like about I don't know if it's like lady with dress carrying sniper or just lady with dress carrying giant gun. There's something I really like about that, and I don't know, I can't describe it.
I guess. Although that ribbon on her arm doesn't seem to carry any function.
It's just
It's probably, design.
Yeah, green and black are obviously what her colors are, and that's just like it makes her arm a bit more interesting to look at than if it was completely plain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's her, fight arm, so yeah. Alright, so, also, next in our group of main characters, we have Soma, Shixal.
Shixal, I
Shixal.
think.
That sounds about right, yeah. So what type of feeling do you get from this character initially?
Okay, so this is the edgy rival character.
He's not a rival character, but he is indeed edgy. He's this character is I don't want to talk about my past, and I don't want to make friends. I'm a loner. That's his character.
Okay.
That edge is definitely portrayed.
Just the hood over his head.
You got the hair over his face a little.
And the coat.
Yeah. He also, is that like a tie? I can't tell.
It looks like it.
Oh, I get it. It's because he's so edgy, he refuses to tie his tie properly. He never learned how.
Or button his yellow shirt.
Yeah, have you noticed that's actually a thing with some of the shirts so far? They're kind of... They start, whenever there's a zipper shirt or a button shirt, it kind of starts towards the neck and then goes down.
Yeah.
And that's actually you're gonna see that with a couple other designs later on.
Also, that chain just coming off his belt into his pocket.
He's an edgy punk rock man. This is... you can tell a lot immediately by just looking at this guy.
Yeah, his design is a lot more obvious than the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta say, though, the bracelet kind of, breaks a lot of the other characters' color schemes.
Oh, really? The red bracelet?
Throughout the ones I've seen so far, it kind of clashes. If it was a different color for each person, maybe...
Well, it does, make it stand out that, oh yeah, this is a God Eater, and if you look at them, you'll spot that right away and be able to tell what this character is. I kind of like it, you ever taken a good look at the design for the main character of Persona, specifically, his Phantom Thief outfit?
Oh, the, Persona 5?
Yeah, Persona 5 main character.
Yeah.
It's kind
of... the mask and then the red gloves.
Yeah, the mask and... I think the bracelet is kind of like how the red gloves just kind of... Actually, never mind, because the red gloves are there meant to offset the rest of Joker's color scheme. But this... Yeah, it does kind of clash. Although I still like it. It looks cool on anyone, I think. But anyway, have anything else to say?
No, just that he must shop at Hot Topic or something.
I think everyone here shops at Hot Topic, except for Sakia. She doesn't shop at all. Alright.
No, she goes to Victoria's Secret.
Oh. Okay, so before we say anything about the design, how about you, do me a favor and, take a crack at that name?
Alisa Ilenichina Imiele. I think. Or wait.
I think it's Amiela, maybe?
Alisa Ilenichia Amelia. Or Amila. Amiela.
Alisa. Anyway.
Okay. It's Russian, right?
Yeah, she is Russian. Our first three characters on this list, they were Japanese, obviously. Just based on their names. And Soma, he's German. And Alisa, she is Russian.
Okay.
Now, what type of temperatures are usually associated with Russia?
Cold!
So, that kind of clashes with that a little bit. Alisa, I think out of all the designs in the entirety of God Eater, the first one, is the most blatantly, fan service-y
more
design.
Than Sakuya?
Yeah, I think, yeah, more, because she has, the... Oh man, it's a competition, I guess.
There's the boots that go up to the middle of her thighs.
Yeah, and they create the Zedai Ryuji absolute territory thing with their skirts.
Yeah, and her skirt's, super short.
Yeah.
with like, what was that, like, are those handbag handles coming off?
Yeah, and like in her 3D character model, like it's always like one's on the side and one's on her shoulder because I guess she's lazy.
Oh, those are like overall straps.
Yeah.
What?
So notice that she also has the whole thing where like it zips from the top and then down, but she doesn't go all the way because
Yeah.
So when I was watching the God Eater anime with Danny, he was talking about how, like, doesn't this kind of clash with the whole Russian thing? Because it's like, isn't this more Scottish, the plaid design of her hat and skirt?
Well, I don't think Japan really can tell, like, European cultures apart.
Really? They're all the same?
Sure, we identify all Asian cultures the same.
I guess. I mean, yeah, sure. Jeez.
Hey, we identify, like, that's just the Middle East, that's just Africa,
Yep.
that's just Asia.
Yep.
So Japan's all like, oh, that's just Europe.
I suppose in character designs that does happen a lot. Although, I don't know, I feel like in Japan there's 2 European countries, and that's Britain, never mind. Because, like, we have like an Irish character in Hollow Rider Axia, and we have, like, a German and British characters, and I think God Eater.
Yeah, but Nasu does his research.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Nasu does do his research.
She has, like, one, like, super long glove on the one hand, from what I can tell.
I can't tell. Oh, man. Oh, okay, here, it's a bit more, yeah, it looks like she does. I don't know why that is. I guess that's so, like, she has her combat hand right here.
I guess you can't put a overly long glove on that one either.
Yeah. If anything, her thing is consistent with the rest of her color scheme of red and black.
Yeah, that's only because she has red on her already.
Yeah. Also, is this implying that this is part of a uniform, the symbol here? This weird, like, shirt with the
Is that... Okay, so does the God Eater, like, faction have a symbol?
I think so. It's been a while, and I didn't do enough research to really refamiliarize myself with the story.
Maybe that's their symbol?
Maybe. She comes from, like, the Russian branch of God Eaters, and their story is that they fly her in because she's one of the new types, and the director wants all the new types in one place.
Okay.
So, yeah. And she comes in with this, like, with this outfit, and she doesn't change it until the sequel.
Maybe that's just the Russia uniform.
Yeah, yeah, uniform. Uniform in the big fat quotes. One thing I do like about her design is that it does kind of have like a sort of rebellious rock girl aesthetic to it.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that does make it look pretty cool. But like a lot of this design, what this design comes down to is whether or not you're okay with super fan servicey designs like this.
I guess.
Also, what do you think her personality is like in the game, just based off her appearance?
Is she a tsundere?
No. Do I have any other guesses?
She better not be super moe.
No.
Okay. What is it?
Okay, so she has like 2 scenes in the beginning where she's like kind of superior and high-strung because she's a new type God Eater from Russia, and supposedly she got high marks and stuff. And then, like, for most of the rest of the game, like, it's like her character arc dealing with trauma, so she's just kind of a wooby sad person for a while. And then, like, she's just kind of friendly for the rest of the game after that arc is done. She's just friendly and, like, like Coda, like, when she's introduced, like, Coda's all like, wow, you look hot, and she's all like, you're stupid. Yeah. Like, I remember, like, I rewatch a couple cutscenes of God Eater before we recorded this, and I did so because I'm all like, wait a minute, what is her personality? I completely forgot.
So it's just all over the place.
It's kind of all over the place. Maybe that's just because, they don't have a lot of cutscenes where the characters get time to develop.
Okay.
And that's, like, one of the main issues with its story. Which they could have fixed in the anime. Well, anyway, I think we said all we needed to say. Next design. You might recognize this guy.
Oh, that loser!
Yeah. So, this guy's design, You know, maybe you get the impression that he's a little full of himself, but maybe he's a veteran also. I don't know.
The tattoos are interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a zipper going down the arm sleeves?
I think so.
That must be the only way to get that on.
You know, they got the wristband, they got the bracelet here, consistent with the colors. He has red and black, and also orange.
He's got sunglasses, because he's cool.
Because he's so cool and not a dork.
And he's got a red vest. 2 belts.
This character has 2 lines before he gets fucking killed in God Eater 1.
I was just about to ask, is the only reason he has 1 character arc compared to the others is that he gets murked so bad?
Yeah, supposedly he comes back in DLC and you can actually play as him, like, oh, this is what this character would have been like.
How?
But it's not like it's a non-canon DLC thing.
Okay.
Like, just add him to your team because, you know, they don't really care about story consistency in that regard. I should say that I might be wrong. I didn't get that far in God Eater Resurrection. I never beat the game. So in the anime, this guy gets fucking tackled like before because he's trying to help the main character. And then he says some inspiring words to the main character, and then the main character, like, starts fighting, but then he gets owned anyway, making the moment really flaccid and stupid, and the show's horrible. And then later, the main character gets knocked out, and he's put on a fucking stretcher, and he's being carried to the helicopter, because he's such a loser. And I'm a little harsh, excuse me. And then another God Eater, after the area was supposedly secure, just comes from the sky, and then tackles Eric again, and that's what kills him. And this is after he was walking again.
Okay, so that's like watching a show and you know the guy's gonna die, and then they have they get him shot and he's all like, ugh, but then they get him to the medical tent and then the medical tent gets bombed and that's how he dies.
Like, it's kind of like I don't know, Harvey Dent and Batman, where it's like they delay him becoming Two-Face. Like, no matter how many times Batman saves him, you know what's gonna happen. It's inevitable. They won't change the way that character goes, no matter what writer he gets.
Except Batman saves him from getting his face burned off.
Yeah, we're
from
talking
a
about
fire.
the Telltale game, right?
No, it's just like a hypothetical situation. Like, Batman rescues him from a burning building. He's like, oh man, that was close, Mr. Dent. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, some guy jumps out of an alleyway and throws acid in his face.
Oh man, that sucks. So anyway, I didn't finish the story, and then after he gets fucking killed, the main character, like, gets the news, and they treat it as a big moment, and he, like, drops to his knees. And it's like, I don't care. And then after that, they cut to, like, his funeral for 30 seconds, and it's like, I don't care about this fucking character! He's a joke in the game, and you barely gave him any personality in the show, so you didn't earn anything you're doing with him.
We should stress that you only watched 3 episodes of the show because you didn't like it.
Yeah, well, I think I gave it the 3-episode run, and that was a very horrible 3-episode run. But anyway, I think I've said everything. Let's go to the next character. Okay, so this is Shio, and I forget what she is exactly, but I think she is either a half Aragami or just an Aragami that's taken the form of a human. And taking the form of this little girl type human. And this is like the costume she's found in, because she's like had no home.
Okay.
So
yeah, you can tell she's not fully human, or a different kind of human.
Yeah, maybe I should have asked you whether or not you can tell she's human or not, but then again, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Like, just the pure chalk white skin, and the platinum blonde hair.
Yeah. Also, I really love that, like, so the god arcs, which are the names of the weapons in this game, they're, like, made out of Aragami cells, made out of the monsters that you fight. And the fact that she herself is an Aragami and just has one come out of her body just makes makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, like it's forming out of her hand.
Yeah, and it looks like, it looks kind of grotesque, but, it's also very clearly a weapon. What do you think her personality is like?
A happy, cheerful child?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, She's also kind of naive, and she's learning to become friends with the humans.
Yeah, so we were talking before how Sakia looks like she just found her clothes in the garbage and stitched them together, but this is even more so.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this looks like she just found a flag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that actually is the story. She just found a flag and wrapped it around herself. Although Shio does get another outfit later in the game, so that she's not, because obviously the characters are not just gonna let her walk around dressed in this, hopefully.
I don't know. It's not different than some of their choices.
Like, Shio just fits right in, doesn't she? Okay, so the reason you're seeing two of her portraits at the same time is because I couldn't find one that was big enough and had a good resolution. So I thought I'd just put the good-looking one just next to the expanded one that's clearly, you know, experiencing some pixelation problems right now. Yeah, so so her friends or someone, like, they're all like, we need to give her a new outfit. And, yeah, this is her outfit. And, what are your thoughts, man?
Okay, so obviously they didn't find any shoes.
Oh, wow, I didn't notice that.
They must not have been able to, like, take some off of Eric's corpse.
Yeah.
She's got, like, a ribbon tied around her foot for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know, just, like, it's kind of like didn't Sakia have a ribbon around her arm for no reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
so,
but...
this is like a dress, but it opens up in the middle,
like
so she has to wear shorts.
Like, when I looked up this costume online, the pictures would say Shio's dress, but, like, she has pants, kinda. So, not really.
Yeah, it's more like a waistcoat or something like that. Or something.
Yeah, it's weird. If anything, the design looks very cute, and, you know, Shio's a blatantly moe cute monster girl type person.
Are those wings on the back?
I think they're supposed to look like that. Like, they aren't, like, from her body or anything, but I think they're just part of the design.
Alright.
Also, she has, it's kind of hard to see, but I think she has, like, a scarf.
Those are a bunch of, like, ribbons or something.
It's hard to tell from here. But yeah. Yeah,
also, no sleeves on that outfit.
Oh, really? I thought these were sleeves. Like, I thought it was like a t-shirt type of thing.
No, I did at first, but no, those are just detached for no reason.
Well, if anything, the outfit definitely conveys the fact that it's an adorable person.
Man, the first people the origami must have eaten must have been the fashion designers.
Well, that might change when we see the actual other origami designs. So, something I really like this design overall. I like it in this picture because that conveys her character the most. Even though her outfit, like, this part is really weird. I've never seen it. I can't name another instance in which I've seen this done with a design.
Yeah. Like maybe Nero from Fate Extra, but
nah.
Alright.
Nah, that's just like...
Also, I can't take her face seriously in the leftmost picture.
Yeah, I hated that the default picture for God Eater Burst was like this creepy looking derpy face. Actually, it makes her look creepy, like she's a psycho almost.
Yeah, it conveys an entirely different emotion.
Yeah. So I guess I wasn't able to get a good look at it, but her hair is not like a typical flowing... Like, it's not like actual like human hair, it's more like... They're supposed to sort of be like fleshy protrusions, and if you see the back of her head, it's more like blocky looking.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to tell from the pictures we've seen, but yeah, that's what her hair is supposed to be like.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, next design.
Sure.
All right. So this is Ren, and that's about all I know.
Okay.
He appears in, I guess, the campaign that takes place after the main story that was added in Burst and Resurrection. And he's obviously a God Eater. I think his design is supposed to look like a younger version of Lindo? Maybe?
I guess.
Because I don't know if you remember from the opening, but like in the opening it like puts these guys' face in front of each other. Like, keeps cutting back and forth at a like seizure-induced rate to sort of say, oh, these characters are linked somehow.
I guess I don't remember like much of like who did what in the opening.
Yeah, but
those red boots are very high up.
Yeah, well, you know, it's pretty consistent with the other designs we've seen.
And again, the vest is not zipped down.
It looks like it looks like the zipper broke right about here.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I knew who this guy was. If anything, I think he might be another origami god eater because his name is a single word, much like Shio.
Really? Because he has the bracelet.
He does have, well...
And it's not like his sword isn't attached to his hand.
Then, I'm not sure then. Well, if anything, I don't know, like, I guess if I think about what this character might be like, it definitely portrays kind of you know, he seems like an innocent type character.
Probably.
He doesn't look rough anywhere. Although he kind of looks prepared for combat with the belt buckles and stuff, and you know, he's carrying a sword. Maybe he's innocent, but maybe that's also part of his demeanor. Like, this face makes him look a bit more creepy, but I think this is the 3D model, which is why that is. And, you know, polygons and Uncanny Valley and stuff like that.
Nah, it still looks like an illustration.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't
know, just the way the shading is.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so, I don't know, the design, like, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Nothing really stands out about it.
Yeah, there's no, like, weird pockets anywhere.
Yeah. Well...
I mean, there's 3 belts, but 2 of them are keeping the boots up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is the last of the, party this Ren marks the last of the first squad characters, the characters who are, like, important to the story. Now, let's move on to the backup characters. Okay, so when you're doing the Guide Eater missions, you can select a person to be a backup character, and they will pretty much say, you know, mission start, mission end, you better heal up that party member and stuff like that. I think it's better to call them the operator characters. So yeah, this is, so Hibari Takeda here, she doesn't have any burst art. This is just her, character sprite in the game.
Okay.
And then in Resurrection, she has an updated character sprite, and it more or less pretty much looks exactly like this, but with polygons.
Okay.
And before I actually pulled this up, you said that, yeah, she looks like an operator character.
Yeah. The main reason I could tell was she has an in-game character model instead of actual character art.
Yeah, okay, I guess I kind of gave it away then. There are a couple other female characters that wear this weird type of pants that's, like, connected in this area.
Yeah, like has an opening at the thighs.
Yeah, and I guess that's meant to, like, show off a little, like she clearly has leggings, and that's what this is there for.
She kind of gives off, like, a secretary kind of vibe.
Yeah. She is not only an operator, but she's also the character you go to receive pretty much every single mission in the game. What do you think? What do you think this picture says about her personality?
She's basically the cheerful kind of like operator, like 6-0 from Nier Automata.
Yeah, kinda. Like she definitely has the same sort of cheerfulness and innocence to her demeanor as 6-0. So, yeah. What do you think about this design overall?
Well, it's not... It more fits the role that she has in the organization than a lot of the others.
Oh, yeah.
This definitely screams more like a support role than a full-on combat.
Yeah. In the opening, like, I think you do see her, like, on the mic for a second, like, looking like she's shouting. That would be cool if her design, like, just had an earpiece on her, just so it, like... you know, kind of made her look like an operator a bit more.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett. What does she do?
I think she's the chef.
Well, obviously she's the mechanic.
Yeah.
She's a shopkeeper, and I think she helps you upgrade weapons, and also gives you the tutorial on that.
Like, just the overalls, like, hanging down, the gloves, the goggles.
Yeah.
Like, that satchel she has is, like, more, like, for holding tools.
Definitely. So she doesn't actually have much of a character, as much as I would like to ask you, what do you think her personality is? When I was reading about her while searching for pictures, it did say she was supposed to be kind of a tomboy. And I'm all like, yeah, you know, yeah. That's clear. Supposedly she never puts down the goggles. Like, her model in-game never uses the goggles, even when she's visibly, like, doing mechanical work.
Does she ever, like, weld stuff?
I don't remember. But, if anything, like, you know what she is just by looking at her.
Yeah.
Not much else to say by that. This game sexualizes most of its female characters, no matter what.
Is she your boss?
She is a boss. She is like a commander. She is a former God Eater. She's part of an old generation.
I can tell because her bracelet's different.
And that's actually a pretty cool part of her design. I guess she kind of looks domineering. Maybe that's what they were going for, and that was supposed to kind of coincide with the sexiness. Yeah.
Let's see, like, the shirt is very open for cleavage. It kind of looks like a corset.
The shirt makes the way for the entrance of the cleavage.
Like, it looks like a corset in the one picture with, like, the, you know, those, like, threads.
Right here?
The other one.
So, like, this part? Or
yeah.
Like, okay. Oh, yeah, by the way, I didn't get a higher res version of her picture either, so this is what we got. Yeah, I guess it does kind of look like that. Like, this is a fan service design. I don't know what else to say.
Like, she even has a mole, like, near her lips.
Oh yeah, the beauty mole.
Yeah. And then, like, earrings for, like, for that extra oomph of...
Yeah, that's a good word for it. So, if you notice, her last name is the same as Lindo's, and that's because she's his older sister. And the only part of her design that really conveys that is the color of her hair, but whatever, like... Anyway, I think those are the last of our backup characters. Let's look at the non-combative, non-combat, but also important character list.
Okay.
Alright, here's Dr. Paler Sakaki. Initial thoughts?
Okay, so first off, there's the watch.
Yeah.
And then there's the 2 additional pairs of glasses hanging down.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's hard to see, so let me get a closer look at that. Yeah, look at that.
Why?
Well, they're at different, like, resolutions and zoom functions. I don't know.
Aren't bifocals a thing? If they have the technology to make those weird outfits, I think bifocals can exist.
I love the idea that there's technology made to make all of the weird character designs in this game. Yeah, I don't know, like, but I think it just serves more of, like, what do you think this character's occupation is?
Librarian?
Close, but no.
Librarian at Hogwarts?
No, it's not a librarian at all.
Oh
man, it does look like that, though.
Scientist?
Yes, he's a scientist.
Okay.
He's a huge nerd. And you might be able to tell from his expression and maybe the way he dresses, I don't know, but he's an eccentric type of scientist. He also serves a role as, like, there are a bunch of weird cutscenes in God Eater where it's just him telling you about the lore. And that's kind of like, you know, what those... Like, yeah, he does that too. He tells you what origami are.
So he's the exposition fairy?
Yeah. Man, I never really looked at this character when he was in-game.
Like, he has, like, a kimono underneath, like, a European-style coat.
I guess that's meant to make him look like the type of eccentricness that's like, I want to learn about everything and dress up like everyone.
Maybe.
I want to see like everyone. I want to see like 2 other types of people.
The bright colors really clash with that coat.
Yeah, this design just looks weird. I don't know about this design. They could have done... There are flashbacks where he's just wearing a typical scientist outfit, and I think he honestly looks a bit better than this.
That's too mundane for this game.
It's too much. It's not stylish enough. Alright, so this guy is the director of Fenrir East Branch, which is the place every single important character operates out of. His name is Dr. Johannes Schicksal? I think that's how you say it?
He's secretly evil. I'm just gonna...
Oh, really? Right away?
I'm just gonna call it right now. No No director looks that pretty in that amount of white and is not evil.
There's never... I can't name a single instance where a young-looking head of an institution was not evil or, like, antagonistic in any way. Like, because, like, in Dumbledore... Like, with Dumbledore and Harry Potter, like, he's old, so he's wise, so he's a good guy. You can trust him. But with, like... he's such a pretty boy. You can't trust him. He's too good looking.
Yeah, like, look, he has his hand in his pocket because he's secretly scheming. Like, he has a gun in there and he's, like, feeling it like, oh, man.
Oh, man, I'm gonna betray someone.
Now.
I'm gonna betray someone. I have my hand in my pockets constantly, so the moment I get to do so, oh, it's gonna happen.
He has, like, one of those fancy, like, 19th century scarves.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to see from here, so I'm gonna zoom in a bit, but yeah. He has this, like, this type of, like, collar or necklace, like, hooking up your jacket. Like, that's, like, you have money, you're at the head of something.
Like, if you beat the game and tell me he's not evil, I will be shocked.
I know right away. This guy is antagonistic, but he's not evil.
Okay.
But he comes across as really evil, despite his good intentions and big fat quotes. Yeah. Also, notice that his last name is Shixal, which is the same as Soma's. This guy is Soma's dad. And you wouldn't be able to tell at first appearance, and I guess that's because it's a twist. Soma? Oh, Soma's the edgelord. You can just ask me like I'm like.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Soma's the edgelord guy, and yeah.
Okay, so now I can see why he's all rebellious.
Because his dad's an asshole. I'll talk
he
about it
even
later.
has a collar that's standing up.
Oh yeah, he's like Dracula.
Like, this guy just screams, don't trust him.
Like, I never really thought about it, but yeah, he seems like... Like, this guy is very calm, and he doesn't really seem to do anything for most of the game, but then he starts doing stuff, and you're all like, oh, that's why you look like the way you are. It's because you're Dracula, it's because you're evil. And pretty looks with the collar up, like, that means you're evil by default. Or a magician. So, yeah, I don't even know why I even made the screen, because their designs are pretty, like, they're both doctors. You can tell. This guy is, this girl is Aisha.
Okay, I was confused, because I'm like, are these the same character? Why are we having two?
Yeah. Yeah, this is Aisha, this is,
That's a doctor.
Yep, and that's a doctor for sure, and she's, Hohannes.
That's a modern-day doctor. Did she fall into a time portal? Oh
man, I never really thought about it, but yeah, she looks normal, holy shit.
Did she fall into a time portal?
Well, the reason her design's generic is because you see a flashback, I think, and then she dies, and that's kind of it. She doesn't really, like... She's supposed to look like a scientist.
Oh, that poor woman was spared the horrible, horrible fashion fate.
Yeah. It's not only an apocalypse on the lives of humanity, but the meaning of fashion.
Who's the other guy?
This is Daigo Umehara, and Daigo Oguruma. And he's really good at playing Street Fighter. No. He is also a doctor, and he's supposedly... it's later revealed that Elisa is actually a sleeper agent from Russia, and that seems like a stereotype at this point. And anyway, and yeah, he's like kind of the one who made her that way. And I don't know, he doesn't really look malicious. Plus, he kind of disappears, and I also forgot he existed when I was looking up characters for this video. So
he looks like a total slob. He has like unkempt hair that's just kept in check by the bandana. He's smoking. His shirt is unbuttoned at the bottom, which is actually kind of normal, but it's not tucked in all the way.
Yeah, but like this guy doesn't do anything. Like, I think he makes a mysterious phone call one time, and then he also talks about how, like, oh no, Elisa is not under my control anymore, and then he kind of disappears, I think.
And that guy's wearing sandals.
Oh yeah, he is a slob.
What a degenerate piece of trash.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
And sunglasses indoors. What else could I pick apart?
I don't know. He looks like a lazy piece of shit. Excuse me. So yeah, I think we've said all that needs to be said. This is the last of our human characters.
Okay.
So now let's do something a bit more unique, and let's look at some monster designs. So this is the Ogre Tail. So the thing about the origami is that a lot of their appearances are based off gods and mythological figures. And that is because the cells that make up each origami all work together to, like, become weapons that destroy humanity and also intimidate humans. Although Ogre Tail is not really based off any god in particular, at least from what I can tell. What kind of role do you think this monster serves in the game?
Okay, so before that,
okay,
it looks like someone took a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like the lower body, just put like hair on it, stuck a shark's head on it, gave it like 2 like boar tusks, and stuck it in its lower jaw, and then just took a piece of metal and jammed it into its butt to make a tail.
Oh god. Yeah, I made an enemy, you guys. He looks kind of weird. Like the only reason I remember this design, remember to look up this design, is because well, what role do you think he serves in the game?
Is he the first boss?
He's a jobber, is what he is. I don't know if this picture makes him look big, but he's actually really small. He's about, I don't know, 1.5 times the height of a main character. And yeah, he's a generic jobber for easy kills.
Alright.
So anyway, let's get to a more interesting design right away. Alright, this is the Fierce Congo. And a Congo is based off, I think, or where do you think this comes from, this design? Like, what god is it based off of?
I'm trying to see, because he's got those ribbons coming off. Or those look like ribbons.
Yeah.
And then he's got 3 faces on his face. And then a mouth. And it looks golden. I'm gonna say, like, Hinduism?
Yep, you're right. This is a... here, I have a thing right here that can look it up.
Is he based on Ashura?
Yeah, so the Congo, before it's... Like, so the way they get tons of different designs in the game is, like, pretty much have a monster with the same moveset as another monster, and then they just reskin it a bunch. Like this, like, I chose Fierce Congo rather than regular Congo. I might put a picture of that up right now, because I think it looks a whole lot more interesting. There's a lot more going on with this design. Yeah, it's supposed to be based off a Rakshasa of Hindu mythology, and I don't know what that is. But, yeah.
Specifically, from what I'm seeing, Showman Congo.
Oh, okay.
So probably one of a Hindu deity of some sort.
Okay. Yeah, so he, I guess he definitely looks apart, and you were able to roughly guess that it was based off Hindu mythology.
Yeah, mostly just because of the golden color and those ribbon sort of things coming off.
Yeah, but as an intimidating monster, as a cool-looking monster, how do you think he looks?
Well, if he's pretty big, then yeah, I would definitely look the part, I guess.
I think he's about twice the height of a main character. So yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I should have had some sort of scale thing
Not as intimidating, I guess, but
yeah,
still kind of good.
If anything, I think the faces here look kind of rough. Like they weren't meant to go there in the first place, like...
It's probably just because it's an in-game model.
Yeah, I guess.
And they can't add as much detail.
So, yeah. So, Brett, I bet you can't guess how to pronounce this design's name.
Chiyo?
It's Shio.
Okay.
But anyway, I think this is based off Japanese mythology for sure. And I think it's based off a god of water or something like that.
Is it crossing its arms?
In the picture?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like, yeah, it looks like it has smaller... Actually, I don't think so. I think this is just part of its design. Like, I don't see any hands or anything here.
Okay.
And it definitely uses these wings to attack in the game, I can tell you that for free.
Kind of looks like a kind of fish sort of creature.
Yeah, okay, so I made a mistake earlier. It's not a Japanese god, it's based off Chinese mythology, and it's based off the god of rain. Now, I don't know what the god of rain looks like, but I'm guessing it's the god of rain maybe looks like a bird of some sort, based on the way the arms look?
Maybe more fish-like.
Yeah,
Because it definitely looks like a waterish kind of effect, like...
Yeah. So, I guess, since what do you think of the design overall, I guess?
Quite interesting. If those are arms being crossed in the center, that's pretty cool, with, like, the whole, like, the longer arms coming off the back,
yeah,
like
almost,
wings.
Yeah, it's almost like... It definitely gives it a sense of... Like, even if these aren't arms, it definitely makes it look kind of superior to you. And that's what a lot of origami, like, that's, that's consistent with what the origami are trying to achieve.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, maybe it's just because of the 3D model, but the design looks a little rough to me. Like, the colors are consistent, and it definitely gives off an aquatic feel, but... And, like, my favorite part of the design is the wings themselves. I think they look very cool.
Yeah.
And, actually, if I do remember correctly, it does, like, flap these wings about in order to, like, go to different parts of the map. But I'm not entirely sure on that.
Okay.
If anything, the feet are kind of bird, like, they kind of look like talons a bit. And
possibly.
Yeah.
Like maybe a bird with, like, waterish features, because, I don't know, the lightish colors coming off the legs kind of look like waves, in a way.
Oh yeah, they do. So this is Sekhmet. And I think this is a much more interesting and visually, like, interesting version of the Shio design.
So, I've heard of Sekhmet before, and this is an Egyptian deity.
Yep.
Lady with the head of a lion.
Uh-huh. And,
You can tell it's Egyptian also just from, like, the headpiece.
yeah, and maybe the bracelets. Like, everything about, like, this part right here, you can definitely tell it's of Egyptian origins. So, if anything, the torso and head here contrast with the wrist design very heavily. And that might be because, as you may see in this thing I brought up here, Sekhmet is a goddess of war. She's portrayed as a lioness, but, and only the body is really based off that.
Yeah, it just looks like they took, the type for, like, Chiyu,
Yeah.
and, like, stuck that on top.
Yeah. I do like that, it's a person with... Like, it's a whole lot more clear than Shio that, hands are here, and then there's, like, extension arms/wings. Although, it's really hard to ignore once you notice the fact that this is more or less just slapped on the model, and then this was all just colored red.
Yeah.
But I think it looks cool regardless. And, you have any other thoughts on this?
Not really much. It just looks like a kinda retool of Chiyu.
Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at our next design then. Alright, so this is a god eater known as a... How do you think that's pronounced? I think it's Boro Boro, but I'm not entirely sure.
Gaboro Gaboro?
Gaboro. Well,
and that's just Digimon.
Really?
Like, I have seen, like, a Digimon that looks similar to that.
This is a very tough and intimidating Digimon that the origami used in order to intimidate the humans.
It's a giant walrus.
Walrus?
Yeah. I don't know, I'll show you a picture later.
Okay, but I'm just like, other than that, like, I'm wondering how this looks like a walrus. Like, it just kind of looks like a fish.
No,
like...
it looks like the Digimon that looks like it.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, it looks more like a piranha, or almost. With, big mouth, big teeth. I don't know about the tongue. I didn't think fish had tongues. Yeah.
It has, like, 3 guns coming off of it.
3 guns? Oh yeah, this, and this. I think they're actually... It's been a while since I played, but I think they're actually more like horns. Like, this God Eater has like a rage move where it gets super pissed and it just starts like zooming across the map in various different directions in order to try and ram you. And you just have to hold block the entire time so that you don't get knocked on your ass. So yeah, that's what I think the horns means. What are the symbols there for?
Just like generic, like, ancient tribe symbols.
Yeah. I don't know if this is based off any sort of monster or god of mythology, because it doesn't say on the information thing here.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, like, what is this?
Yeah, maybe I should have done more research, but I don't know. Boro Boro sounds like distinctive enough that it could be, but it's just not listed in the wiki we're looking at right now. I don't know, next design?
Yeah, there's not really much to talk. It's just like a big, like, smashing together of different things.
Yeah. Okay, so if there's anything that symbolizes godliness, if there's any type of animal that symbolizes godliness the most, it would be a lion.
A lion that's, like, colored dark greenish black with, like, horns coming off.
Yeah, like, this looks like a fucking intimidating monster.
It's even got saber-tooth, like, teeth.
Yeah, like this, like, just by looking at it, you can tell this thing wants to tear you apart.
Yeah. Also, like, the glowing yellow-reddish wings coming off.
Yeah, where is it on this list here? Give me a second. First of all, this is the creature that's usually on the cover. This creature, or variants of this creature, it's a very, like, you can tell a lot of work went into this design. And this is also the 3D model, and it's one of the best looking, if not the best looking in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes from a Sanskrit word, Vajra, meaning both thunderbolt and diamond. And I guess you can't tell really from this design, but he has thunder attacks.
Alright.
I think his rage mode is to whip his tail around and shock dudes. I wonder if, like, okay, so lions in design are usually, you know, face and then, you know, hair protruding out.
Yeah.
And that kind of portrays the godliness or rulerness of a lion. I wonder if these little flaps here are meant to be an extension of that.
Possibly, because otherwise the mane would just be like those red hairs coming off the face.
Yeah, and I love this design a lot. This is this is one of the toughest enemies in the game, and he's also very important to the game. Just from looking at it, you can tell that.
Yeah.
There are two variants of this design that are very important to the game because they're some of the hardest enemies in the game. And next we're going to take a look at those. Take a crack at that name.
Prithvi Mata.
Yeah, that's good. So this is another variant of the Vajra design, and this is also based off Hinduism, I think. I'll take a look here in a second.
Okay. This one looks like it uses ice.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it says right here, Prithvi Mata is named after the Rig Vedic Earth Mother, and I think that is in Hinduism. Like, I think there's this book called the Rig Vedas. I think it's called like that. I'll put the name up if I get it wrong. I probably did get it wrong, but yeah, there's a book, and it's written in Sanskrit, and it talks about, it's like a collection of hymns, and they talk about this, the Prithvi Mata at some point.
Okay.
If anything, I like how creepy the face makes this design look.
Yeah, like, at first it doesn't look like it has a lower jaw at all.
Yeah. Like, it looks so, like, horrifying. And this, like, there are, like, cutscenes where this, like, creature is just tearing shit up. And I think when you're introduced to this origami in-game, like, they pretty much go, this is a really difficult mission, by the way, are you sure? And then you have to fight these. So yeah, this design is pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's one last variant of the Vajra, which might be better depending on how you feel. Let's take a look at that right now. So on the cover of God Eater Resurrection is this art of this monster doing this pose, and like they put a couple other like character art in there to make it look like they're attacking it. But yeah, this is that creature by itself. This is the most powerful version, I think, or at least if I have encountered, of the Vajra variant origami.
Diaus Pita.
Yep. It's also based off, like, it's also a Rig Vedic thing, I think.
Alright.
You know, from Sanskrit and all that. And, yeah, this is... I don't know, does this look more threatening than the previous one?
Not really, because this one looks more human,
yeah.
Whereas the other one looked more inhuman. Mostly just because of the very wide open mouth that didn't look like it had a lower jaw.
Yeah. If anything, it still looks like a god creature, and like I think we've got to have a monster design that just like a bearded dude, and you know gods are often portrayed as bearded dudes, so yeah.
The wings are interesting because they're like.
Oh, this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very interesting. Although they aren't the wings, in fact.
They're what?
They are not the wings. They're just like, like the other variants. They're just like ribbon-like things that come off of it.
Okay.
I don't think we ever talked about it, but what is that supposed to portray on, like, the Vajra variants? Like, is it meant to be like a cloak to sort of, like, be like a royal-looking type thing?
Probably just to give it, like, more presence.
Yeah, you're right. So this is the last creature we're looking at, but something happens to this creature when you get it to low health, and it's very interesting. It changes its design a little bit, so let's take a look at that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Alright, here we go. Take a look at this.
Oh, wow, now those are wings.
Yep, now they're wings for sure. And this is the hardest fucking enemy in the game, because those wings you can attack with those wings, and they cover a giant-ass radius. And other than that, it looks a whole lot more threatening now with these bloody wings that just burst from its flesh.
It looks like it's just the bones with, like, black venom goo in between them.
Like, if anything, it definitely looks like this creature's last-ditch attempt of trying to kill you, because this looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
It looks like it hurts, and like, maybe this is not only rage, this face right here, but also pain. Like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm so mad. But yeah, I love this. It's so cool looking.
Pretty much going back to, like, Prithvi Mata. That one seemed to have, like, more whitish, those bone structures coming off.
On the Prithvi Mata?
Yeah. As opposed to, like, this and the original ones, like, black-ish bone armor structures.
I guess that's, like, to make it look... Like, I don't know, make it look like the more threatening version. Although I feel like the Prithvi Mata is just more threatening just because of how creepy it looks.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, anything else to say on this?
Not really.
Alright, let's take a look at how many designs we got left. Alright, let's take a look at our next design. Okay, so I bet you can't tell what mythological thing this is based off of.
First off, is this even a creature?
It's a creature.
But it has tank treads.
Like, at some point they're all like, oh, origami have decided to make their weapons better by just morphing into guns and stuff. So yeah, and that's the excuse for more machinery-looking origami.
Okay, is this based on, like, a Grim Reaper or something?
Okay, so it's not based off any god or person. It's based off a thing. And what do you think it's based off of? I bet you can't guess it.
Nukalavi?
What?
Nukalavi are these Irish creatures that, like, they're a rider fused with its horse and they both have no skin.
Well, it's not that, and I'll give you another hint. It's not based off anything that has life. It's a
tank?
Nope. See, it looks like a tank, so that's why you made that guess.
I don't know. What is it?
It's supposed to be based off a chariot, I think. Like a chariot called a quadriga that I think in Greek mythology, people would ride in chariot races. Now, does that really look like that at all?
No, it looks like a tank.
Yeah. Now, setting it aside from that, I think this design still looks very cool, because it looks like just a death machine. A literal death machine right here.
Yeah, there's the death, and then the machine.
And then there's the machine. Also, there's another face here. If you were playing the game, I could give you a better look at that. But yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if it's like in different variants, but I think there's supposed to be guns on this. Like maybe this thing right here is meant to hold missiles, I think.
Okay, yeah, it does look like a missile launcher.
Yeah, so if anything, it doesn't look like it's based off any... It's not representing the thing accurately, but...
It looks more like a centaur.
Yeah, it does look cool, though. If anything, I like the way that the wheels are done on this creature, because it makes it look like it looks mostly like a machine, but there are still, like, sort of sentient, animalistic features to it.
Yeah, you know? Like the treads are, like, unbuckling and coming apart.
It doesn't know what it wants to be. This is a different type of origami compared to the other ones, because a lot of the origami are intimidating because they're beastly or huge. This is actually one of the smaller creatures. I think the main character is like, from here to here.
Okay.
For its height. I might be wrong. Maybe it's like half its size. But yeah, this is Sariel. And I think it's supposed to be like based off.
Is that an angel name?
Yes, it's an angel. I don't know if it's Christianity or another thing.
Usually when a name ends in el, it's like there's the apocryphal angel Raphael, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like in in Islam, there's the angel of death, Azrael.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I just looked it up. Yeah, this Sariel is based off one of the archangels in Judaism, Sariel.
Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of has that thing that certain animals have where it's like fake body parts are used to intimidate people with the eyes
like
here.
certain butterflies and moths.
Yeah.
Do they shoot out anything?
Yeah, they're spellcasters, more or less. They don't physically fight you at all, I don't think.
Oh, hold on. Those aren't eyes. Those are faces. You see the mouths with the tears coming out? The mouths, the nose, and eyes with tears?
Holy shit, I never noticed that. Wow, that's a... Here, let's get a closer look to this one. But yeah, there's the eye, there's eyes, there's a nose, there's a mouth, and it looks like it's an eyeball head, almost.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very effectively creepy. I really like this design, and I also like I love how beautiful the colors make it look.
Yeah, the contrast between, like, the blue and orange is nice.
Like, you got the blue, and, you got the blue parts, and those are kind of the pretty parts of the design, and then you have the darker, demonic-looking parts of it.
Yeah, and then the Eye of Sauron in the middle of the head.
Yeah. This design is really cool. So, when I looked it up in the God Eater wiki, it didn't say whether this was based off anything. This creature is called Hannibal, by the way.
Okay, so it's named after the general of Carthage.
Does he look like the general of Carthage?
No.
Well, okay, he obviously looks nothing like whatever he's based off of. If the general is what he's based off of, but he does look really cool.
Yeah. The shield's interesting, though.
Oh yeah, this part?
Yeah.
I think he has it on both arms, and it's actually... Like, it's very much a physical part of his body. I forget if I actually did fight these or not, but they are in God Eater 1. I did check that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Kind of looks like just a dinosaur dragon thing.
Yeah, and its teeth, like, make it look... It looks like a killer right here, with the horns and the stuff.
Yeah.
If anything, it definitely is consistent with the whole origami are made to kill people. So yeah. Man, I don't know if I should have chosen the white background for this guy, because the tail looks like it's blending in a little bit.
It's fine. It mostly has a white outline.
Yeah.
Or black outline, I mean.
Yeah, so, yeah, this guy looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is Borg Camlan, and supposedly it's based on the name Camlan. It's based off the place where King Arthur died.
Okay.
So I guess that's, like, I'm assuming a bunch of people died that day, therefore, we got faces,
yeah,
the skull, and, there's, his design is death.
His shield becomes a face.
Yeah, oh man, I love that so much. It's like they're both claws and a shield.
Yeah.
I don't know about, I don't know what anything else of the design has to do with the Battle of Camlan.
I don't know, maybe like the tail is like a sword?
Well, yeah, or maybe, I don't know. Like, it definitely doesn't look like a typical scorpion tail. Yeah, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think a lot of these designs really so far have just been, like, the god they're based off of.
No,
like maybe Shio, just because we haven't seen what that looks like.
Certain aspects, but that's about it.
Yeah. If anything, the design looks really cool and heavy metal.
Yeah.
And, I guess it's called Borg Camlan because it's a robot place where King Arthur died.
Okay.
Yeah. This is also one of the toughest enemies in the game. It's one of the biggest, too. I think the character... Yeah, I think you can actually go under it.
Okay.
And that's really cool. And, you know, it got spikes here, and that's intimidating.
Is this the one you were saying that people are saying is like a mountain, but in-game it's smaller?
No, that might be the next design? Yes, that is the next design. You want to take a look at that right now?
Sure.
Alright. So, I think the main character is as big as this person's foot right here.
Okay.
But these creatures, this is called Ouroboros, by the way, and it's supposed to be an origami the size of a mountain, but I guess the smallest mountain possible because they couldn't possibly model that.
Yeah. Now, an Ouroboros is supposed to be a snake that devours its own tail.
Really?
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, there's not much snake to this. It looks more like a forest that came to life.
I think if I can find the design page, I think it's specifically meant to be based off, like Ouroboros is not based off, like, that word is not used within the context of it's based off the snake. It's based off something else, and I'm about to read it here. Oh yeah, the name is inspired by Ouroboros, representing the idea of something existing with such force or qualities that it cannot be extinguished.
Okay, yeah.
So that name is used to, like, it's unstoppable. Yeah. And supposedly the appearance was more based off of Cthulhu mythos type things. You can, like, the tentacly way its limbs look, you can definitely see that.
And then the face with multiple eyes just built in.
There's another monster design in the game Bloodborne, and it has a face very similar to this. It's called the Amygdala. And yeah, that's also based off Cthulhu mythos.
And it has those, like, red horns coming off.
Yeah, it just...
Like the devil horns.
Like, this is just pure threat. Like, okay, something I just noticed. It's meant to be, like, look like a mountain. I wonder if it's supposed to be, like, disguising itself as a mountain as well or something. Because it looks like there's some vegetation on the top of it.
Yeah, like, it, like, lies down and then it eventually just rises.
This is a very tiny patch of it, though, to be covered. You have to dig a pretty big hole so that you can be your, like, tiny little cute molehill before you burst out and kill people. This design is just so, like, threatening looking in general. Like, it's probably the most non-human looking designs we've looked at next to Prithvi Mata. Like, it looks like it looks so, like, uncaring of your existence.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think it flaps these and flies, but I'm not entirely sure.
How?
I don't know, like, it's kind of hard to tell what this boss this origami looks like just from this design. It definitely does it justice to, like, play a level in which you can see the entirety of it and fight it. But, yeah. I think despite that, it still looks really cool.
Yeah. Also, it seems like its arms, like, separate into strands.
Yeah.
Like, if you compare the left arm to the right arm, the number of claws don't match up.
I wonder if that's, like, it's more like it's deformed or it's, like, shape-shifting.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, it's a bunch of tentacles that come together to make an arm.
I think, well, other than the practicality of it, I think it also, like, makes it look chaotic. And, yeah, this is our, last design for today.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I ended a bit sooner than you thought, huh? There are a bunch of other characters we should say that we didn't look at. They're part of the defense squad. And those characters, they have, like, their individual designs, and they kind of look cool, but their plot significance is so minimal that we decided to just not look at them. Like, I wouldn't have much to say about them myself, having played the game.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, yeah, that's why we're not looking at that. Anyway, Brett, overall, what did you think of the God Eater designs?
Well, there's something. They're definitely form over function.
Yeah. They are pretty stylish, and, you know, that can be appreciated.
Yeah, but as combat gear, it doesn't really work out.
Yeah, there's no such thing as combat gear. Like, maybe, like, I think the main character by default has a uniform with a symbol on it, but that's it.
Like, there are maybe, like, 4 characters with, like, costumes that match their occupation.
Yeah.
And a normal doctor lady that fell into a wormhole.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
The monsters were cool, though.
Yeah, it's a very cool concept, like monsters making themselves look like God, or gods in general and stuff like that. Although personally, I feel like they could have like gotten a bit more creative and maybe been a bit more blatant. Like I've always wondered, like I've been having this thought, like what if the origami just like made themselves look like a bunch of angels and like descended upon the place? Like that would be frightening. That would scare humans. Maybe there's some designs in God Eater 2, but, you know, I don't know about that, so I don't know, maybe.
Just, like, turn into Evangelion?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the most intimidating, my favorite design is, like, the Vajras with their different faces. I like those the most. Yeah, anything else you gotta say about that?
Not really much.
Well, anyway, if you like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. It's very encouraging. And if you want to pitch your own ideas for something we could do for an episode of Does This Design Work, please let us know. And with that said, thank you for watching.